So I've been in a rut, and this is the two lessons I learned from it. I've been in a rut for 4 months now. I haven't been uploading videos for 2 months, and I started doing the bad habits again. So, first of all, before I tell you these lessons, I'm just gonna tell you what happened. So, it's been like 4 months already, and I'm training as usual, just in the park, there where I make videos, usually now in my room, and just some urge happens to while I was walking home, right, to play a video game, and of course I ignored it, even though it was actually pretty hard, and I in a while I haven't felt that urge for video games before. So first day, yeah, sure, that happened. But as the week passed, I actually gave in to the habits. And it wasn't that bad at first. Like, what happened is, actually just installed the game on my phone. Here I've been like playing it, blah, 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 for 2 hours. Then I realized I'm a dumbass. I'm not the kind of person to do this stuff. And yeah. And I stopped, let my phone lie, and just, yeah, forget it. Then 2 days happened the same thing. And now habit is already evolving. Somehow, I just let it go. I haven't again played for a few weeks, whatever. But then I started, actually watching people play video games, and I realized I'm down. For some reason, this is one of the biggest problems that I had, imagined during this time. I somehow didn't thought it was that bad as it actually is. So I'm playing video games, but yeah, I'm still doing my good habits of making videos, and I've been, I've been training as usual. Nothing but change besides, I watch people play video games for 2 hours. I was watching those YouTubers, and yeah, but I haven't played games with, you know, myself. And what happened is I actually started, you know, doing it more and more and more. And this is the time I started doing actually MMA. So I haven't I haven't uploaded for 2 months cause mostly because I've been doing MMA, which and the MMA isn't the problem. It's actually the commuting there because my closest gym to the MMA is like commuting for 3 hours. I walk for 1 hour, then I go for a train, 1 hour, then 1 hour of actually commuting there, walking and using a tram, and which you know. So my routine was basically, I woke up, I watch people play video games, I watch those YouTubers, whatever, just brain rot stuff. Then I do a bit of meditation, of course, just a bit of reading here and there. Then what happened is I went to the gym, I was walking, and by the time I came home, this is like the bad part, I, well, there are a lot of bad parts, but this is, the bad part. I always came back in like midnight because of the commuting, of course. And, it's MMA classes were, late, it started usually at 5, and I did, there's like 3 classes there, kickboxing, then 2 hours of grappling basically. And basically I'm done at 9, but then by the time I come home it's already 12 p.m., it's midnight. And so I during this whole time I try to doing this my progressive overload to come back, of course. And it happened, and it helped me like for a bit. Just I it happened like I stopped, just slowly removing it. Then, but I think, and this is lesson one again. This is the lesson one was do your progressive overload. The thing I've been preaching throughout my whole channel. Basically, progressive overload is that you slowly but surely you remove the bad habits, of course, and slowly but surely do the good ones. Just progressively. Like in the gym, you start with 5 kg barbells, then 10 kg, then 15 kg, and all the way to 100 kg. That's the basically whole concept. But my problem was I didn't believe in the process that much, and I'm sure gave a few people advice on the same thing. I'm pretty sure they experienced this too a bit. That yes, they did use progressive overload, but they to the one point then they tried to make this big jump to the um for me it was I played I stopped playing, tried to stop watching YouTubers, play video games, whatever. And then I slowly for 4 hours, 3 hours, then 2 hours, and then from 2 hours I tried to make a big leap to stopping it all. And yeah, it did help. Or like I would say when I did that, like 2 weeks, I would stop, then I would come back to again. But until now that I actually actually started I'm good now. Like I stopped commuting, I stopped going to the MMA gym, but then also I stopped doing these bad habits. Now I didn't do, of course, I didn't do bad habits because of the uh, commuting, of course. But yes, it played some part because I had bad sleep. It didn't help. But the big thing that helped me is actually trust the process of progressive overload. I did my old thing now, which helped me. The first time and second time that I was in a rut, and that is I just find out the alternatives. Like for me, I stopped watching YouTubers. I resort back to I've been watching Netflix, and then just then slowly doing it. I know that somehow helps for me. When I stop playing with these games, I just slowly removing video games, but then go to the let's say less stimulating, which is Netflix. And then I stop watching a bit for a bit, then it helped me. And now it's been actually a month, and I haven't done any bad habits. And the second lesson is, and this is a big one, I'm probably gonna make separate video about this, and that is healing the trauma. So basically, the whole reason that we play video games and uh, eat junk food and all these other bad habits is that we have we don't want to feel the trauma and the fear. Like you can imagine how this works is, and but I'm gonna explain to you right now. When you when you're just sitting, doing nothing. Like that means no work, no video games, not bad habits, not good habits. Just laying down in bed and watching the ceiling. Your fears and you're gonna start to think about these traumatic moments, and it hurts. Like, and then when you start feeling this anxiety or sadness, whatever, you immediately want to do either, if you did some progress, you probably want to do work, but if you didn't, you go to the video games or junk food or porn or bad habits. And what is trauma? Trauma is basically some feeling that we didn't feel all the way, some emotion that we didn't feel all the way, when, I don't know, you've been attacked by a dog, but then instead of letting the you know emotion pass through, you just tell yourself, oh, uh, I'm strong, I'm all this wasn't that scary a situation. You try to lie yourself, and then you get the fear of dogs, you get that anxiety, you think about it. That's one example. Of course, the best example is probably that getting uh, hit by parents, as a kid. That we didn't process those feelings too. That's how they actually taught us. Just you know, uh, if you cry, I'm gonna give you. Don't cry, I'm gonna give you a reason to cry, and all this bullshit. We've been told about our parents. When they did something bad and they hit us, then we start crying, and they try to make us stop crying. But that was bad. That was bad parenting. Yeah. But now, how do we heal this trauma? And the answer is really simple. It's painful a bit, but basically feeling the emotional, just feeling the emotion all the way. And how do we do that? So we just, like I told you, just lay down in bed, do nothing, just no distractions, not like just put your phone in the other room and just sit for 10 minutes and just let your mind wander a bit. And it's gonna be like kind of a meditation. Like you're just gonna lay down there and look at the ceiling and just let your mind wander. And when you get some thought about the argument that you had like 5 years ago, and yeah, that actually is trauma, because you didn't process those feelings, like argument, no matter how small thing of, of it was, if it came up to your mind, that means it bothers you. And so what you're gonna do is, instead of pushing the thought away or saying like, "Oh my God, no, this made me stronger," or whatever. Like this traumatic moment made me stronger. No, you just sit down or lay down calmly and say, "Yeah, this was pretty scary. This situation made me really sad." Just let the process. Probably there's a big chance that or this is actually how it works. Basically, just when you think about that thought, like that, you just say, "Oh yeah, this was pretty scary," instead of saying, "Oh no, this made me pretty strong. I'm not afraid of anything." All this bullshit. Just instead of that, when you say like, "Yeah, this was pretty scary. That moment in my childhood," um, you're gonna stop feeling that bad emotion. Then you're gonna get another thought about something else, about argument, or something, you've been bitten by a dog, or you had this your parents hit you or whatever. Just yeah. And then you're gonna also say like, yeah, this was pretty scary, just like that, and you're just calm. Like don't try not to bring any aggressions. That's gonna ruin it. You're gonna I should have punched that guy in the face or something. No, just lay down, sit down, think, yeah, this moment was pretty scary. This made me really mad, or this made me really sad. And that's how you heal these traumatic moments. And look at this way, like when you heal everything, okay, there's no possibility that you're gonna heal everything, because you're gonna have every moment new moments in your life that's gonna cause new traumas, but it's gonna be, once you're gonna heal like 99% of with all the time. And once you heal, you're gonna stop having these urges for this, bad habits. And you also you're gonna, when you level up a bit, if you let this go, you're gonna actually distract yourself with work, and you're gonna do too much work. And that's one of the way distract yourself from the these traumatic moments. But once you heal all this trauma, you're gonna start actually improving. You're gonna improve. Okay, you can improve here all you want. You can do this progressive overload that I told you, which is good, of course. Don't get me wrong, but like you're gonna do this progressive overload, but you're gonna, instead of healing the trauma and that anxiety that you have, you're just gonna distract yourself with more work, and still gonna actually feel pretty miserable when you're just alone and you cannot do nothing. And let's be real, it's gonna be the day that's gonna happen, like with me, like everybody else, that you're gonna get into a rut, and which caused you, which why why would it happen? Because you didn't heal the trauma. Like, yes, maybe you can for a while just do the work, and you're gonna distract yourself from trauma, and it's good, you do the work, but someday you're gonna just slip back into the old bad habits. This way, when you heal, you don't feel the urges for the bad habits at all. You can like live at peace while still doing the good work, the good habits, the good work. You're gonna heal, to healthy, and all this other stuff. If this video helped you, I have the link down below, in the comments, in the pinned comment, the link to my community, where you have a course on self-discipline, and there's the whole community there. You can talk to a bunch of other people who are like in this path. I'm gonna be making much more courses, like once people you know tell me which one they want. And it's only $50, so you should just buy that, and it's gonna improve your life. So see you in the next one.